So guys, welcome to the Adidas Terex Infinite Race here in Gastein. My name is Mike, I'm the race director. Hopefully you enjoying a fantastic day of racing all in here in Gastein. And this next hour gonna give you all the most important information just to make you a successful finisher and a happy finisher. We're putting a lot of effort into preparation and preparing you guys. Hopefully you have seen the race briefing already on YouTube, which I was posting about 2 weeks ago. Maybe you have listened to my podcast series, Infinite Talk, getting you also ready for the race. And right now it's race time. So when we do a race briefing, I try to cover all the important parts on race course today. And first of all, that's the first year that we have a sold out event. 1,600 athletes representing 61 different nations around the globe. And what makes me really happy to see a woman participation by 43%. That is not usual for trail racing around the globe. And my biggest goal and aim for next year is to have gender equality. So ladies, go out, spread the word that we're getting 50% of women for next year. Along 1,600 athletes, we have 350 volunteers doing a fantastic job with 170 course marshals out. You saw them on the registration. And if you can give them a big round of applause, then I can take this applause to them. We are one community, and what we do here, as Corinne already said, we celebrate the sport. We celebrate the sport, we celebrate the trails we're running on, and we celebrate the community together. And this is what we call United by Summits. We're also giving back, and thank you guys for donating a tree. You could make a donation by €5, and €5 make a huge difference. And everybody is wearing a green wristband. You have donated one. If it doesn't have one, then feel bad. But you can still do it today or tomorrow and today in the expo area for planting the tree. What we've done in the community weekend in the last 2 years, we planted those trees. And right now we partnered with the district of Salzburg, with the government, especially to reforesting in that area. And mentioned already, you see the orange dots. These are the areas where we planted each 300 trees coming out from you guys and from the locals donating the trees. You're going to see those signs. If you have an eye open when you're running down on Poserhöhe, down to the aid station at Grüner Baum. It's also our responsibility, which is really important, to respect the nature. The nature is our playground. Without playground, we wouldn't be able to have fun on race courses. Please respect the animals in their space, respect the protected areas, be aware of critical times, don't go out with a headlight. There's plenty of time for training, but avoid the morning and the evenings and don't run with headlights. Check the maps for sanctuaries. Wherever you live, there probably is a sanctuary for some animals, and leave no trace. This is really important for us. As you know, Infinite Trails is a sustainable event and does not only means to put some green garbage cans on. Right now, ready for the race briefing. Our communication system, all last-minute updates will be provided by the race management via our communication platforms. That is the SMS, the short message service. This is the reason we checked your phone number during the registration process. It's the social media channels, and it is the website. Also, it's the event bags, which is our electronic starter bag, redeem and enjoy. All information, all links are in one place, especially when it comes to massage booking, practical information, other goodies, or discount from the partners. Hopefully you have seen it. We sent out 2 emails regarding the event bags, and for example, on the right-hand side on the upper corner, you see the reload. This is exactly where you need to go if you want to book a massage slot tomorrow. For a schedule, you've already done your registration process with the race briefing in English and German, and right now you can still enjoy the Terex booth in the expo area. And if you're bringing kids, or if you want to watch from 4 to 7 o'clock, is the famous Marktlauf, getting the locals on some runs. Tomorrow it's going to be early morning. Alpentherme are going to be open at 5 o'clock for back drop-off. 6 o'clock this first start for 60K, 6:30 for 45K, 7 o'clock the start for all team loops, 7:30 the start for the 30K, 7:45 start the 15K, and then the cutoff will be for all categories at 8 o'clock at the finish line, and then we're going to celebrate together at 8:30 with the awards ceremony in the Alpentherme. Tomorrow, another great day. As I told you, I paid a lot for the weather this weekend. We'll have good weather on Sunday as well. Join us on the top of Stubner Kogel. It's an amazing place. You have 300 summits where you can watch into the Alps, and you can see your whole race course. If you're standing there, you make a 360 turn around. It is fully visible. You can see the 30K, you can see Gamsker Kogel, Kaukogel, Stubner Kogel. You can see the full race course. Don't take your wristband off, because this is your ticket for the cable car on Sunday as well. A lot of people keep this since 4 or 5 years on their wrist. Around 1 o'clock on Sunday, we're going to have the end of Infinite Trails 2024. For the venues, the blue one is the Athletes Garden. That is the thermal spa here. It's 36,000 square meters, only reserved for athletes and supporters and partners. And then if you're coming with a shuttle bus, on the Tauernplatz in the middle, you see this is your arrival for the shuttle. And then there's only one check-in for race day. Don't jump over fences, don't jump over barricades. This is the only possibility to check in for the race. Otherwise, you fool yourself. There's a huge Terex inflatable arch. You can see this. It is already set up. There's 2 Gastein tents as well. The backdrop is in the Alpentherme, which is just opposite side behind me, where we have the lockers. You can put your clothes, your street clothes, what you don't need for the race, already into the lockers, and then you have it immediately after the finish line. You don't have to go back to the hotel. You don't have to shower. You can do everything in the Alpentherme. Mandatory equipment. Why mandatory equipment? Because when you injure yourself, it's not about running with the mandatory equipment from the start. It is if you got injured on course. If you have a broken neck and you can't move and it's getting cold, this is where you need, for example, mandatory equipment. When you're tired, when you're getting tired, you're getting colder. When you're in a remote area, it can take 90 minutes to bring a mountain rescue in one of the areas. It's not about, I'm injured, 5 minutes later there is a mountain rescue. It can take a couple of minutes to bring there, and you know exactly when you're injured, you cool down, you get hypothermia, and then it's not good for the body. So this is the reason we ask you to understand what is the reason for mandatory equipment. Also, when there's a thunderstorm, in a case if we need to evacuate, and if you have to wait for a shuttle, because it's like a thunderstorm or it's like a severe weather condition, we don't have this on the weekend. Severe weather conditions could be cold, windy, foggy, rainfall, snowfall, 0-degree limit. 2 years ago, I was standing in hail on the top of Stubner Kogel. It could be thunderstorms, and for that reason, we also have bad weather courses. Mandatory equipment, we're not going through. You're all checked. Don't fool yourself and don't fool us. We're going to do random controls tomorrow morning. If you think I leave my stuff at home, that's your fault when you're not able to race. Headlight, everybody is after 4:30 on race course, has to have a headlight. You don't have to wear it. You have to have it with you. And I'm going to control especially headlights after 4:30. It gets quick, really quick and dark. If you saw this in the morning, it's also probably the best to have a headlight in the morning. And then when it's getting darker, 8 o'clock, it's pitch black. You can run with sleeves on arms and legs as well. But then it's only the left model, not the right one. We don't want to see any gaps, okay? We're not checking you to t-shirts today, but don't come in a situation like on the right side. You won't be able to race, or you're going to be disqualified on the course. Just to get an idea, mandatory equipment, long sleeve. You can wear your sleeves, but then the t-shirt has to cover your arms. For the 15K runners, very, very easy. Bring your flask on the reservoir and make sure you have the map uploaded on your phone or as a printout map. I recommend, due to the temperatures, bring more than 0.5 liters, everybody. Put 2 flasks in your vests and also take a cap with you. It's not mandatory, the only thing I recommend, because it can get hot, and especially when the sun is out. If you're checking in with poles, you must carry them until the loop is completed. If you check in with poles, you need to bring them back. You're not allowed to hand them over on the course to a friend or whatever. Okay, our emergency concept. You were asked to put this number into your mobile phones. This is my ops center. That's the emergency control room. Don't dial emergency number, which you normally know, like 114 or whatever. These guys know exactly when you're talking about. If you're saying, oh, I crashed in near to Poserhöhe, then they know exactly where you are. If you're calling the emergency number in Austria, then maybe you're landing in the emergency room in Vienna, and then you tell them, hey, I'm at Infinite Trails in Gastein, and I had a crash, I'm at Poserhöhe. What the fuck? Where are you? That is the reason we put this number in place, that everybody knows exactly where you are, and that is necessary that you put this number into your mobile phone. You don't need any plus for free. You are in the Austrian network, and just put in 0664 9986 3290. If not done, do it immediately. If you forgot it and you have an emergency, then flip your BIP number, and then it's on the back side of your BIP number as well. Also, you can see the vertical profile on your route. If you have a problem, call the emergency number. My team will give you a medical clarification. If there is a need that we're bringing Mountain Rescue or Red Cross into that area, then we're going to let you know. Or if you just withdraw from the race, then maybe we can give you like assistance from our did not finish team if necessary. But it's not about, oh, I want to quit. Then it's your responsibility to bring yourself home. So, but if you are in a bad situation, you're totally exhausted, then we will come out and get you to the finish line. If you withdraw from the race, it's your responsibility to return the transponder, the timing chip, which is really important. Otherwise, we need to invoice you 60 euros. Weather. You're in the Alps. Thunderstorm can occur every time. It's the same in the Andes, it's the same in the Rocky Mountains, wherever you are. Thunderstorms, and if you have watched the severe weather conditions this year in South Africa, on one day, like a whole rain of a year of a season. And that is in Europe the same. It is getting really, really severe. And it can happen that you're coming into the thunderstorm. And this is the reason I put some FAQs on the website explaining you what to do. If you are in a situation of a thunderstorm, you're not going on the highest point. You're going down, quick as possible. You're going down into a ditch where you cover yourself because you don't want to be an antenna like this. Pick me, pick me, pick me. So that is really important. If you don't know how to behave in a thunderstorm, check out the website in the FAQ section. The weather forecast looks good. No rain. But it is a weather forecast. It can change. It's a model. We have a weather forecast. I have a meteorologist sending me 3 times the weather forecast a day. So that is very accurate. I have 10 points in the course in the whole valley, which are dedicated to the weather forecast. So that is the valley. So we're starting in the morning around 11 degrees, and then it's building up to 28 degrees between 12 and 6 o'clock, so probably around 3 will be the highest temperature. And then on the evening, it's again 15. In the mountains, chilly in the morning, 6 degrees on the top. Until 12 o'clock, between 14 degrees. That is the highest temperature on the top of the mountain. That is Gamska-Kogel, but it's the same on Tischkogel, it's the same on Graukogel, okay? So expect weather in the highs of 15 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, okay? So that is exactly what I'm getting every day, 3 times a day. There you can see the temperature in the morning at 0, at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, where you can see it's rising. The high is at 3 o'clock. That is my chart which I love most. You know why? That is rain, 0. Zero rain means also there is no high chance for thunderstorms. The chance for thunderstorms is right now 5%. But 5% can happen. That is the reason, please bring your mandatory equipment, a rain jacket, your long sleeve, and everything. That is the wind. As you can see, the wind is picking up from 12, 13, 1400, 1500. It can get 25 kilometers per hour as gusty winds on the top. Yesterday we had 70 k's on the top. That is sun and clouds. Looks good. 60, 70% sun, 30% cloud cover. That is the top of the mountain. Again, you can see we're going up to 15 degrees. 15 degrees sounds very perfect if you're running. If you stand and you have wind, it's 10 degrees or 8 and cooler. Ask my team, the course markers yesterday, they were freezing on the top. When they were running, it's okay, but if you need to stay on one point, then it's going to be cold. Gamska-Kugel is, again, Tischkugel, all the same. And you can see we have a very stable air pressure. And when you have a stable air pressure, then no front can occur. That is the best thing which can happen for race day. Course marking, that is our course marking. We have signs, we have barrier tapes, we have flags. Little, small flags, higher flags, which shows you. That looks like obstacles on the course. That is our signage system. It's only one sign. Depends where it shows. That's the arrow. Left, right, up, down. The color concept. The teams in the orange color. The individuals like the 60K dark green, middle green, and bright green for the 30K, and the 15K in blue. That's the signage out. If you got your number or you like the color, look on your bib number, it's on the bib number as well. Left sign means course S and course M have to turn left, okay? Signs you're going to see on the course, coming from traffic. You know them all if you're a car driver, motorbike driver, cyclist, whatever. Stop means stop, then it's an attention sign, then you have danger, then you have oncoming traffic, you have a traffic cross, and then you have like a start section and an end section, and then it's your aid station and a timing point, for example. Stop means stop, not running across. This could be your last step, believe me. That's how it looks like, or we have even a barricade in front, and there's a course marshal stopping you, and if the course marshal is saying you can go, then it's perfect. In Böckstein, there is a former policeman. He's doing this since 5 years. Nobody was crossing ever the street without a go. Otherwise, you're sitting next to him. Attention, clear, danger, clear. Stream crossing, this is, for example, at Gardauner Schlucht on the 45K and the Loop L. We're coming to that. Oncoming traffic, street crossing, start section, end of section. Easy. Gamska-Kugel, which is Europe's highest grass mountain, which is on that side. It is not an official aid station. We are not providing any water. There is water from the hut, but it's not a clear water. They're using a UV disinfection. So it's 99% clear. That is the reason I'm not using that water. It is your decision if you want to use that water. Everybody on the hut is using that water. It is safe, but not in terms, and we can't bring the water to 2,400 meters. And this is also the reason there is no power bar nutrition. You have to fill up at Raststätten. It is a mountain hut. So if you want to drink something, you need to pay. You can't say, put it on my bill. People have done that. So bring some cash money with you. If you need something else, if you need a Coke, whatever. These people living in the mountains, and this is their living. So they're living from the expenses of tourists or mountaineers going there. Bergfeldalm is closed. It is on the course of 45K, 60K. Zitrauer Alm is also not operating at the moment. It's not an official aid station. We will bring some water there if it's needed. But there's also no nutrition. There is a reason I'm putting the aid station down to fill up and not on the top of a mountain. So always be aware, at an aid station, fill up and get ready for your next step. For the 60K, I had to change the course because we have a lot of more people than in the past years, especially on these individual courses. There is a course split which shows you the tip of the black arrow. And this is how it looks like for tomorrow morning. So you're leaving the start area, you're doing a small city loop. Then you're making a right-hand turn over the bridge. There's a construction area, and then it's the cemetery, which goes up. Then it's called the Höhenweg. You were running this yesterday on the checkout run, if you remember. And then you're coming up. It's beautiful in the morning. And then you are back on the tar road for a couple of turns. Here on this position, on the right-hand side, there's the turnoff for the 45K. You go straight. A couple of turns, and then you're back in the mountains, or back in the forest. Yeah.
So on Strava, is that accurate? Because I don't think so.
It is. Yeah. It is. It depends on the last part of the course. We were thinking if we can go a little bit earlier into that small little single trail, but we're going to run on the tar road until we go back into the forest. You only have to run behind the first one, because the first one gets the lead with motorbike. So for the 45K, exactly the same start. And as I said, here, you need to turn in here. But don't worry, there is my course director standing. Probably have seen the errors already in the city. That's what we do. I mean, we never lost somebody. And then it's going over Großberggut and up into the mountains. So for the team loop, 3 loops starting together, and then you split. Loop M, left side. Loop S and loop L, straight. If you're standing on the start as an M runner on the right-hand side, you're going to cross, you're going to crash with your friends, okay? That is the reason I put some yellow pallets on the ground. You won't imagine how many people are running against this plate as well. So it is very easy. You're running out of the start chute, and if you're a Loop M runner, you go in there. We had 2 years ago somebody running 5Ks up the mountain before he realized he's on the wrong track. Obvious, right? You can't miss it. Just keep in mind, M left, S, L straight. Whatever you've seen, you're going to save it in your brain. Don't laugh now. Okay. The M runner is coming back from the 15K loop, charged himself in the aid station, and right now he's coming to the finish line chute. A lot of people cheering already, and it's a great feeling that you're almost there. No. Because you still have to go 21Ks. That means you need to go left, okay? And look at the sign, M for loop M. Finish for right. Why are you guys laughing? I'm doing this because I know exactly it's a problem for a lot of people. Okay? Good. Again, And if you're a finish runner, when you're coming from the 15K, 30K, 45K, 60K, and loop L, yoo-hoo! This was last year. Don't wonder if you wonder where is this big T-Rex inflatable now. Okay, middle station Kraukogel. This is was the former aid station on the course. It's not anymore an aid station. As a 60K runner, you're coming to that place and you're making a left turn. Also, 3 years ago, we had somebody going down in the top class, not going up, just going down, missing a full loop of 1.5 hours. But still thinking he was on the right course. So if you're a 45K runner, then you're coming to the same place, but you're running not left, you're running right. Okay? Beautiful dray down. Then it comes to the Bad Gastein City Loop. You see a lot of stop signs, right? That is, you are in traffic. And you have to obey all traffic laws in force, which is really important. You're coming down on course, right here, from that place where I showed you, where the trail is going down. Then this is a parking lot, so there's going to be a lot of people. You stay on the right-hand side. There are going to be pylons. There is a course marshal stopping you, and if it's clear, you're running down that little small hill, and then it's into Bad Gastein. Here is the famous Bad Gastein waterfall. It's a photo spot, so get a bright smile to get that amazing shot running you in front of the Bad Gastein waterfall. I can't tell you because it's different on the courses. That's the point. 60, I'll show you later. It's coming when you're coming back from the course of the Graukogel. Then in Merangarten is your aid station. All these red triangles are pylons. And then if you're leaving that aid station, it's your Strava segment, which is called the Silver Bullet. And you're running up here, and then you're running down. And from here, you're running always on the boardwalk on your right-hand side. That's how it looks like, okay? This is the parking lot. And you stay on the right-hand side because there's coming cars on the parking lot for spectators. You stay behind the pylons on your right-hand side. And now you see the traffic, bus, mountain bikers, car. And there's a turn there, and there's a turn on the other side. So you're crossing that road, then you're running down. Beautiful panorama. Stop again. You stay on the left side. And then you're in the aid station, and then you're leaving the aid station over these stairs. And then it's crossing here. You can then watch on the website. It's called Neuron Course Visualization. And then it's all the way up. You see, it's slow. And then turn around, and this is what I said. Here you're back in traffic, and you stay on the boardwalk. And then you're coming back on Palznerstraße on the Böcksteiner Höhenweg, and then you're on the old race course. Hotel Goldberg, that is on that side. There's a huge construction area of the Austrian Railways company. That is, I think a couple of people got lost the days earlier. They is still working today, but tomorrow they stop working, especially for infinite race that we can race. That is, the orange line is the start for every course going in that direction. And then we have the finish line, which goes and the blue one. And also the finish when you're coming from the 45K, 60K in loop L. You're leaving the road, and then you're running into that construction area. Watch out, there's frogs. Then you're on that construction street. Then it's a sharp turn. And then there's another sharp turn here. And then you're back on the old race course. For everybody who was racing already in Gastein and are familiar with it. The way when you come in, as I said, when you're coming from the 30K and 15K, then this one is your way. Running down here. And then immediately right, behind the white fences. And then it's the same way down. You can't miss it, believe me. Okay, Raststützen. This is the course marking when you're coming down from Gamskau Kogelhütte. Believe it or not, people running left. That is the reason I'm showing you how to run. Once again, top runner, which we had to disqualify at the end because he was missing course, okay? When you're coming down to Raststützen again, you need to run around and coming from the other side of the aid station. Clearly marked, errors, 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 bunting tape, error, 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 error. I know everybody's in the tunnel, but you need to look on course marking as well. All race courses are subject to change, that's clear. I'm not showing you anything about the courses right now. You know exactly, we put the Strava course profiles on. You could do flyovers with them as well. Most important point is 10.8 kilometers on the loop S. And you're coming to that sign, that's the top of Gamskau Kogel. 60K head straight, and the loop S and the loop M turn right. Look at this, that's the mountain hut. Boom, down. If you're running, boom, straight on the other side, that's a long way to go up. Team Loop M, same thing. After 24.3 kilometers. Same situation. Okay? Okay, Team Loop L. We already covered this one, which was the course split. This is 5.2 kilometers into your race. That is the danger point, which is a stream crossing. It has been swapped away about a week ago. And the tourism board has done a fantastic job to repair it, but prepare to get your feet wet, especially with the rainfall today. Nothing to... Then 14.9, we already covered this. Remember, middle station of Graukogel, 60K turns left, 45K, loop L goes down. That's the sign. Bergstein Road Crossing, 22.3. You're coming down, back into the village. That's a high frequented road, and then you go over. Then it's 37.5, Angertal Crossing. You're coming off the road, and then you're coming to the road. You stay on the left-hand side. You're not crossing. You're running on the left-hand side until the next T-cross. Right. And you're almost at the finish line. The cutoff for the loop L is 4:30 at the aid station in Bergstein. Remember, 4:30 means also you need to have your headlight with you. 5:30 at Obere Zittrauer Alm. If you're not making it until 5:30, there's a shortcut to the middle station. You can take the gondola down. That is the reason. You're never going to make it to the top. Aid station on Stubnerkogel is 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock, the last cable car going down, and 8 o'clock, the finish line will be closing. 15K, very easy. You only have one aid station, and it's a beautiful course covering 900 meters of vertical. 30K. 5.5 kilometers into your race. It's the Angertal crossing again, but right now from the other side. So you're coming down to that road, you're crossing on that section, and then you stay on the right-hand side, behind the pylons. Arrows. Just watch out for signs, barrier tapes, arrows on the ground. Course marshals will be there. There's your arrows, and there are going to be pylons as well. 16.9 kilometers after the aid station at Feldinghütte, you're entering an alpine part, which is called the Kreilinger Steig. So take caution tomorrow, because there's little rivers coming down on the walls, and especially when it's raining, it's going to be very slippery. There is some fixed ropes. There is a reason that there are fixed ropes. Grab them. They help you not to slip. That's how it looks like. That's the other one. And then we had to move the aid station from Speichersee, which is a big construction area right now for the winter time. So I had to move Speichersee aid station down to the black area, which is called Kaiser Eben. And this is where we are. You see the lake, there was the aid station before, but right now it's here. There's a cutoff at 1 o'clock. If you're not making it, the yellow dot is the former aid station. The white arrow is the new aid station. Same level, same kilometers, not something big. This is the way you're coming down when you're leaving the Kreilinger Steig. And there is down, you see the top of the gondola station already. And right now, very important, guys, you need to run down to the aid station. You can't go left and say, I'm skipping the aid station. The aid station is part of the course. There will be double detecting of your timing chip, in and out, okay? So if you miss that aid station, you are in trouble. So you have to run down, even if you're not using the aid station. I have to do this because there's no other way to place an aid station for you on the 30K course. And then the aid station is here. Okay, Mausker-Spitze. In the Neuron videos, that is shown the green line, but we're running the red line. So we're going over the cross. Perfectly marked by my course director, Sibylle. So don't go in the middle, because you need to go over the summit cross, over the top. Fixed section, fixed ropes again. Take caution. It looks more spectacular than it is. So don't get nervous. But it's alpine. It's not New York City Central Park. And every time you see fixed ropes, grab your hand. There is the reason for it. It's not dangerous because it's a hiking trail. Nothing special. 45K. Remember that course split in the start area, 5.2 kilometers, your water crossing, which we had already. Turn down to Gastein. The Bergstein Road crossing, remember? Stop. Angertal. Stay on the left side, running until the next T-cross. And also same times a pair, 4:30, 4:30, 5:30 Obere Zittau, I'm 6 o'clock, 8 station, Stubner Kroge, 7 last cable car, and the finish line at 8 o'clock. 60K. On that course bit, the 60K goes straight. On the top of Gamska Kogel, you go straight towards the cross. And then it's reunion with the course loop L and 45K. And then it is, and this was the question, it is your 22.3 kilometers and the 32.8. This was your question, right? So that is 22.3 and 32.8, because you're coming twice, one up and one down. And then it is your section, which is the summit of Graukogel. The Graukogel has no pole zone. You have to put your poles into your vest or into your backpack. Clearly marked with a start and an end. And this is the reason I put a no pole zone. You need your hands. You can't use your poles. You see that? And get an understanding. Then you're getting an end section, and there's a course marshal as well telling you, okay, you can use your poles again. And then you're coming back to that middle station, and then you're running down to Gastein as well, and then you have your road crossing at the Böckstein after 40 Ks. 55.4 Ks, Angertal road crossing, same thing. The course joining together. Cutoffs appear the same. Obere Zittauer Alm after 42.9, Stubner Kogel after 47.0. And believe me, people saying, oh, I'm a super fit, you know, I can do this in an hour. No, you can't. You need at least an hour as you are a pro racer, and you're never going to make it if you are behind or after 6 o'clock. You're not going to be on the finish line. That is the reason we have this. So for everybody is spoiling already, the Strava course segments, Beastly Rise, the flow trails, the Forest Gump, Graukogel Crest, Heartbreak Hill, Pain Peak, and Silver Bullet. It will be clearly marked with a start sign and an end sign. And we do an award presentation for the fastest boys and girls, King of the Mountain, Queen of the Mountain, for the Strava segments. That is the record so far. Beastly Rise is Gamska Kogel, Flow Trails is the 45K and the Planetzen. Forest Gump as well. Then Graukogel Crest is the circle around. Heartbreak Hill is the way to Feldinghütte on the 30K. Pain Peak tells it everybody that's the way from Böckstein 8 station to the top, and Silver Bullet is the city loop. 8 stations, 11 8 stations along 7 courses. We're not providing any cups. So if you want to have a cup, bring your own foldable. But you can use your flask, you can use your bottle, whatever. But if you want to have a full bottle and drink some Coke, for example, then it's probably the best to bring your foldable cup. All 8 stations offer a full service, including drinks, food, and power bar sports nutrition. It's no self-service, the staff will hand over. Nobody is grabbing into nuts with dirty fingers, because otherwise we all get sick. Yeah? And if you have somebody who is screwing you, this is only allowed in an area of an 8 station. These are the 11 8 stations. Everything was already in the PDF and the race briefing as well. This is how the table looked like. Every 8 station is the same. When you're approaching an 8 station, front is water, then it's sports nutrition, then it's food, and then it's Coke on the side. And it's clearly marked with colors. Blue, water, yellow, power bar, green, food, and red, Coke. And it depends on the running direction, from which side you're coming. So we have still water, power bar, isoactive, and Coke. And in the cold scenario, TO soup, which we don't need. Power bar, sports nutrition, energy bars, power gels, and power gel shots. And then, unfortunately, the logistic company lost a couple of boxes, and there will be no smoothies. Power Gale, natural energy bars, and then we have also protein in the finish line. A lot of stuff is vegan. Get yourself familiar. You have an overview here as well. So the yellow dots are the vegan ones. And this is the pre, during, and the after. There's also protein shakes and protein pancakes in the finish line. On the aid station, we provide apples, oranges, bananas, watermelon, and cucumbers. Sweet and salty bar is mini pretzels, peanuts, cracker, which are gluten-free, manna waffles, and salt. We have garbage separation at the aid station in bio-waste, residual waste, and composite plastic materials and cans. Littering is a DQ. If you want to take a gel with you, then you have to put your number on the package. Aid station, for everybody who has been racing, the former aid station at Grünerbaum was on the back side. We are right now on the front side, which is only 50 meters around the building. Beautiful spot. And this is already, which we covered, the Casa Eben aid station, okay? Start number must be worn at any time. Do not cut any start numbers. You have to wear in the front and the back number. Do me a favor, before you're racing tomorrow, check your number if it's yours number. Because you guys matching them, mixing them with other team members, and then you wonder that you have a wrong result. That is your bib number on the back. It should be visible. So either put them on the vest or on your jacket, but we need to see them, and the photographers want to see them as well. Down in the corner, it says S, and we put a flag for you as well. On the back side is your profiles. Race procedure. If you need a bus from Bad Gastein or Dorf Gastein, you have to go on the QR codes and register. There's only 60 spots available on the bus. If you are in Bad Hofgastein, then you're coming on the morning, backdrop off, check-in, and start. We covered all this one. What do you need to bring? You need your wristband on, and we do a random mandatory equipment check. And then it's going into pre-start. The lineup is on a first-come, first-served basis. Estimate your speed. If you're not the fastest runner, you're not going to be standing probably in the first row. Then it start, move together to the start line. If you're a team member, stay together. And for the teams, we have a staggered start. And this is your timing schedule. And what you can see is every 30 minutes, you're moving to the next area. 5 o'clock in the morning is the backdrop off. And do us a favor, we can't get you into the start area if you're not in that group. So you can't go in at 5 o'clock if you're starting at 7 o'clock. And this is how it works. 5 o'clock, 60K can enter the pre-start area. 5:30, 45K can enter the pre-start area, and 45K in the check area, and 60K goes into the pre-start area. 6 o'clock, 60K on the start, 45K in the pre-start, and the teams are allowed to enter the check-in. 6:30, 45K on the start, the team's moving into pre-start, and the 30K moves into check-in area. 7 o'clock, teams are on the start line, 30K in the pre-start, and 15K is allowed to check in. And 7:30, 30K on the start line, 15K in the pre-start area, and then it's 7:45, only 15K runners. Clear? Okay, every half an hour you're moving. After race, on the website, you have results, you have a leaderboard, you have tracking. On your result, if you click on your name, you have your certificate, what you can download and print. You have a link to your photos from Sportograph, taking pictures of for you. You have a tracking, you can see the whole race, you can track yourself, your buddies at home, your family can track you. And this is how it looks like. This is like, for example, one. If you're clicking on there, you see your certificate, which you can download. Then competitor photography, individual shots, overall pictures. Just go on the website. We're going to send you a link as well, and then you can decide if you want the pictures. And then it's about the after finish area. After finish is a quick stop because we have the athletes garden. And then it's about Adidas Shoe Care. Adidas Defense brought a shoe cleaning machine, which is a sustainable machine. If you're coming down to the finish line, you can hand off your dirty shoes, relax, and 10 minutes later you can pick them up. So make use of this. Then it's the Hall of Fame Medal Plaza. So when you receive your finish line medal, you can go to a pavilion like a tent, and there is a video system running, and you can do a video and photos, and you can present your medal. And also if you need something like in terms of medical assistant, there is a medical assistant, and there's also a huge Red Cross area. That is the Garden, as I told you, 36,000 square meters. This is where you find your food buffet, big pasta buffet, vegan as well. Also French fries, as we know you like salty things. Then you can pick up, for example, your finisher shirt. You see that perforated stripe on your start number, have you seen that? On the back side, that is your food voucher. So don't tear it off and lose it. If you lose a ticket, you can't fly. If you lose your stripe, you can't eat. Then you can pick up your fantastic finisher shirt. Then it's the Adidas Terex recovery area by base 5. We got some black roll boots. We got some ice tons and everything like this, where you can relax. Then we have an Edelweiss beer booth. Power bar is bringing shakes and protein pancakes. Castana mineral water gonna fill you up again. And then it's about the reload and the massage, which is in the next building. So we have arrows, which shows you the way to these areas. Free complimentary massage for the teams. No massage for the 15K, because we can't handle 1,700 people for a massage. You know these course markers already from the course, so we thought, okay, you're familiar with it, so this is the same design for massage as well. It's a 10 minutes walk, and you have to go through the no-queue system, remember? Event bags, right-hand corner, massage, and then you book this. You can't book this in advance, because you don't know when you arrive. So when you arrive, then you can book your slot, because otherwise it makes no sense. When you say, okay, 2:15, and you arrive at 4 o'clock, you're blocking the slot. So you only can book a slot when you arrived on the finish line. Please, shower. They don't want to have dirty bodies in front of them. World famous, this lower part is a sauna area, wellness. And these guys in the Alpentherme are famous and are masters and champions, international champions, wise world champions in sauna infusion. So there is a musical show at 4, there's a pizza show at 5, and a Viking show at 7, if you want to join. You got a supporter ID during the registration process. That is a discount voucher for one of your family members for 20 euros. It's not a guaranteed entry. There's only a limited number available for tomorrow morning. So if you want to be in that Alpentherme with us, then you need to go there at 7 o'clock. The cashier opens. If you're too late, then it's your fault. It's 50% discount to the normal rate. Then it's all ready for the award ceremony, Plower Awards. We will have at the finish line for the top 3 individuals, 8:30 in the main pool area in the Alpentherme. We're going to do the Strava segments. We do community award for the biggest communities. We're going to celebrate the Trainingsweltmeister. Then we have the first Salzburg team, the first local team, top of 3 of each category, and the teams. If you go in on the podium, that is the order. Always the second place on the left-hand side. So remember 1, 2, 3. Everybody's laughing. I can tell you everybody's going wrong. So that is how you stand on the podium. Then it's our community get-together, celebrate the sport with our DJs in the main pool area, bring your swimwear. But you don't have to go into the pool. We have also a chill-out area if you say, no, that's not mine. And then we have the Gasteiner Infinity Music Tour with Manuel Jones, who is a singer-songwriter from Austria, and our 2 DJs. If you haven't enough, then celebrate the sport in 2 locations, Waldmoser and Cable Car Down Station. And then it's Sunday. Ready for Kaiserschmarrn party, as I told you, on the top of the Stubnerkogel, fantastic area. Taking you up there, that's the hanging bridge, and this is where you can see. You can use your event ticket for that. But you all know, if you bring spectators, it's called the Wanderschaukel ticket. So they can purchase a ticket for 29 euros, and then they can go on the yellow lines with the gondolas from here to the top of Graukogel and back. Do us a favor, share your experience on the Instagram handles Infinite Trails Race. Visit Gastein, Adidas Terex, United by Summits, and celebrate the sport. And if you are on Strava, track your activity and make exploding the Strava channel. That's all. Have a great race.